Good night. I don't know what time it is you're listening to this, but welcome back to the Vic and B. Austin podcast. I'm your host, B. Austin. I'm here with my co-host,
Young Vic.
and we back at it again. Episode 24.
It's 24.
Kobe is now in full effect.
Bang, bang.
All right, let's jump right into it, bro. Pet peeves, yo. Tell me one thing. What's something that gets on your nerves for almost no legit reason that 99% of people don't even care about or don't even think about?
So it's gotta be for me, one of the shit that has me fucking cringing all the time is when I see, or if it's me, if there's no other path to get to my destination that has concrete or something, I gotta cut through the grass or some shit, and I got some fresh kicks on, or any kicks at all, and I gotta cut through the grass, mud, sand, or anything other than concrete, or even if I see you with some fresh kicks, or any kicks, and I'm like, yo, why are you going through the grass? That shit bothers me so fucking much.
Wow. So sneakerhead Vic, if somebody even lets a blade of grass or any other stuff,
I don't want to see the
natural, you walk through any type of natural resources, with your new sneakers on, Vic has a problem. If you walk through a puddle of water, he got a problem. If you walk through some grass,
if it was
dirt, sand.
No, none of that.
Anything.
If it was acceptable for you to walk around with Ziploc bags over your Yeezys, I would want you to do it, dog. I wish they came I really thought about coming up with some shit, coming up with some sort of phone case for the bottom of your sneakers, so the shit don't even seem like you touch the ground, man. I hate that shit, bro. Cutting through grass, wet grass, all of that shit. I'm looking at them like they're finished. As soon as you get into the grass, they're finished. It's you could literally take, most of the time, you could take 5 extra steps and get there without fucking up your shoes. But my wife does it all the time, and it drives me fucking bananas. Because I'm the one that be buying these sneakers for. I'm like, yo, I go to the store, I see some fresh shit. I'm like, yo, my girl look crazy in these. I'll buy them. Ironically, they're fucking white most of the time. And then she just willy-nilly going through the grass. And I'm like, you're killing me. You're killing me. She's like, I could throw them in the washer. That shit don't work.
Yeah, that don't work.
It don't work.
Nothing. I haven't found nothing that works to really, really clean a sneaker to get it back to how you felt the first day you put the
Once
joints
it's gone,
on,
it's gone forever.
It sucks so bad, yo. I hate it. There is nothing you can do. Same thing with clothes too. That fresh, when you first buy it off the rack and it's that fresh, you can never get it back. One little thing just ruins it.
A lot of it has to do with the type of materials and the places that we're shopping at, obviously.
Right.
But you go to these places, you're like, you know the difference between it may be cotton, but all cotton's not made equal.
Cotton's not the same.
Yeah, so it's some of that
Egyptian
shit
cotton
shrinks, some of that. You go to H&M, you're like, yo, this shirt is fresh as shit. As soon as you put it in the washer, shit is gone.
It's done. That's why it costs $10.
I probably bought countless black tees. I mean, thousands of them.
A black tee is the quickest thing to go.
Black tees and black jeans, man. White tees, good God. And it seems like every time you buy a white tee, you always end up eating some bullshit.
You always end up somewhere.
Yeah, you
exactly.
shouldn't be there with that fucking white tee.
Or you end up in the forest, or you end up somewhere where that white tee is threatened.
You don't even be at no places that you normally at with the black tee.
Exactly. Why a black tee? I could be anywhere. How the fuck I end up in this place just because I got a white tee on?
I got I bought this brand new Adidas shirt. This shit is nice. It's a gray / tannish color. And then somehow that fucking night, the first day I popped the tag on it, my dumb ass end up buying some damn sweet pepper tie, dripping wings and shit.
Exactly.
And the shit is all over. I've literally been telling myself, I gotta take this shit to the dry cleaner. I gotta take this shit to the dry cleaner.
Eat wings like that.
Exactly.
Because I had a fresh t-shirt on, I'm eating wings.
My mind's telling me no, but my fucking shirt is I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? I'm telling you, bro. Shit always happens. It never fails. It never fucking fails.
You got on something, a light colored something that's brand new, that's susceptible to stains. It's happening. No matter what.
It's like a magnet.
It happens.
It's like a fucking
magnet. The shirt that you can actually hide it in, or the shoes you can actually hide it in.
It's like Mortal Kombat.
Oh, wow.
Get over here, dog. Jesus.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible, bro. So my pet peeve, I don't know, man. It's something about people eating certain types of foods when I'm not eating them.
This nigga's a health freak, man.
It's not even that. It's the smell of it. When I'm not eating something, I look at them like, for example, Doritos, nacho cheese Doritos, right? If you're not eating them, but somebody next to you is eating them, that is the worst smell in the world, and I fucking hate it. I hate it with a passion. It almost makes me want to throw up when somebody else is eating nacho cheese Doritos next to me and I'm not eating them. It stinks so bad. But if I'm eating them, I'm like, yo, these nacho cheese Doritos is bomb.
Yo, imagine.
I hate those foods like that. And it's a certain amount. It's certain foods that's like that. So, for example, like if somebody's eating a Philly cheesesteak and I smell it, I'm gonna want a Philly cheesesteak, right? Like that's that type of food, like the sautéed onions, the cheese, the way the steak smells. The way the snake. Like that's what you want. Or like barbecue food. If somebody have a barbecue and you sitting next to them eating barbecue, you gonna want some motherfucking barbecue.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's nacho cheese. If somebody sitting next to you eating nacho cheese Doritos, you like, yo, why the fuck are you eating nacho cheese Doritos? Get these stank ass chips out of my area.
Yo,
that's a pet peeve for me. Like, I hate it.
My big thing with nacho cheese is like having a kid. My son's 3 years old. Any fucking time he eats nacho cheese, his fucking hands look like he got a spray tan, and then he wants to touch every fucking thing. Like I'm talking about couches, white walls, everything, bro.
The day your son is eating nacho cheese Doritos is the same day you wearing that fresh white tee.
Big
that fresh white tee.
And he be like, Dad, I love you. That's the same day he wants to give you a fucking big ass hug. And you don't even know that the back of your shirt got a fucking small handprint on it. Like, yo, here goes this gift before you go out and shit, man. Like, this shit is the worst. Nacho cheese and like fucking the what is this shit? What's this shit's called with the
Cheetos?
Cheetos,
exactly.
Anything with that, like with
Flaming
that
hot Cheetos leave your hands red. Hot fries will leave your hands a certain color.
I'm talking about, yo. You ever have motherfucker eat Funyuns and then want to have a whole conversation with you?
That's another one, man.
Yo, Funyuns that shit don't go away for a minute, and it's so good. Like you can go through some Funyuns like real quick. And the fucking what's the other shit? Sour cream and onions. Yo, that shit'll have you kicking,
I'm like that with lasagna too. If somebody's eating like a pasta or spaghetti type dish and I'm not eating it, I hate the smell of it. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Even though I love pasta. Like
I feel like there is a lot of stuff like that. Bro. You gotta have this shit in the vicinity for you to kind of like not be bothered by that smell because it's like
broccoli,
it's not right.
I don't got a problem with broccoli. Like if I'm eating
broccoli, really doesn't have like when you steam broccoli, it doesn't have like a crazy smell.
It's got a smell, bro. Especially if you're not eating it. Like,
I don't know.
It smells, bro. But anyways, let me ask you another question, bro.
You can ask me as many questions. This is what we're here for.
Yeah. What is the most embarrassed you ever felt? Like, how many people were there? What happened? Who witnessed it? Like, what's the most embarrassed you ever felt in your life?
That's a crazy question. I mean, there's been so many times. Like, I remember me being like a kid and like my brothers and my cousins, they ended up. I used to drink milk out of a bottle for like a long ass time, and these dudes used to fucking play all type of pranks on me and shit. These motherfuckers used to put hot sauce in my milk, all type. And I'm not even talking about like I'm a 3-year-old kid. I'm like 5-6 years old, still drinking out of a bottle. Like, and motherfuckers used to put like hot sauce in my bottle, and like literally, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And like everybody's in the house and shit like that, and my mom's like, "Yo, what are you?" I'm just like freaking out because I don't know. They put like some like flame and shit. These niggas are just mad. Like it's been so many shit like as a child that I was embarrassed about, but like I can't think of anything like as an adult because I'm so kind of like growing up. I've always been like real even kill with situations that I don't think there's anybody that could really embarrass me. I feel like a lot of this shit is known, you know what I mean?
Right. I'm not really talking about people embarrassing you, but like something you did, like a mistake you made, and it just kind of got blown up and like everybody knows about it now. Everybody like, oh shoot, damn.
I think, okay, so like when I first started working at my job, I got laid off for like a while. They call it furlough. I got laid off because we used to get like 15-minute breaks. And like during the 15-minute breaks, people used to go like outside. People used to go like outside, and you could go and eat like a snack or whatever situation. And we was on a ship in a shipyard. So in the shipyard, there's mad like safety people that walk around and all this type of shit. So this day it just happened to be fucking raining. and I ended up staying inside the ship. And I was like, there was like a small area where it was kind of dark, and I kind of just like sat down in my area for like my 15-minute break, and I like dozed off. And like at the time, I didn't know what rooms were what or whatever. I just saw like a spot. I kind of like sat down on a wall, and I just dozed off. Next thing I know is this motherfucker, like a safety guy, is knocking on my hard hat like, yo, what's going on? What you doing? And I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I'm just here taking my 15-minute break. I don't know if it was 15 minutes later or 45 minutes later or it was an hour later. I just don't, I don't know. He just wakes me up. I'm like, yo, I'm taking my 15-minute break. I just closed my eyes real quick. To them, it was like, yo, you sleeping on a job. And it just so happened to be a fucking like captain's quarters. Meanwhile, this ship is all under construction. So no rooms look like any rooms. I just found a spot or whatever. It happens to be a captain's quarter. He's like, yo, we going back to your supervisor. So they find my supervisor at the time, and they tell him, yo, this dude's sleeping on a job. This is against safety protocol. That motherfucker, even though I was like real cool with him, he's like, yo, I don't want anything to do with this. Go talk to the real supervisor. The real supervisor's like, yo, we don't even know you from Adam and Eve. You just started here. You sleeping on a job. I don't care about no 15 minutes, no nothing. Go back to your other supervisor. So I got to go back to the building, explain this shit to the boss. And literally, after that, they laid me off for some while, and I come back, and like literally everybody knows about this story. Like, this nigga sleeping on a job, like blah blah blah. Like, and I was out of work for furloughed for, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks. And it literally, there's some people, there's not that many people that still work there from back then. This was like 7-8 years ago. But the people that are there heard the story before. Like, we work at a place where it's like, if you done did some shit, niggas know about it. It's like high school. Niggas know,
so
Vic was sleeping on a job. Like,
Vic is this, and this, and that nigga was sleeping on a job.
Exactly.
Back in the day.
And that shit is kind of
like,
embarrassing.
You really don't get your respect like that.
Well, I mean, nobody who worked with me at that point in time works with us now. But it's just something that at the time,
still out there. That rumor is still lingering, kind of.
Well,
not rumor,
yes and no. I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. But I remember coming back immediately and still working for that group, and it being like a big thing. Like, yo, I heard you were sleeping in the couch. How your dumb ass gonna sleep in the captain's quarters? Like, yo, and it's like, bro, like, I didn't know that was the captain's quarters, number one, and I wasn't even sleeping. I was taking my 15 minutes, like. And I want to say it was in the.
How long did you really take, though?
I don't know.
Be honest, how long was that nap?
I really don't know. But I think
how long? Come on. Worst case scenario. How long was that nap?
It was in the parameters of the 15 minutes because when I went back to the guy, he was like, "Yo, he was on his 15-minute break, but it's not my decision to make." And I think if I would have been there longer, like if it would have been somebody else,
nap, bro.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Brandon wasn't there, but a similar situation happened to Brandon, minus the sleeping. He like. Overtime.
I got furloughed. Yeah. I don't sleep on the job. I'm always ready. I'm always ready.
I said minus the sleeping. No, nigga, I literally just said, oh my God.
They be clowning you, bro. Bro, I don't sleep on the job. I stay ready. They be clowning you.
I stay ready. He said I stay ready at the crib, furloughed for 3 weeks because he said, look, this nigga was like, yo, overtime ain't mandatory. I ain't working this weekend. They said, word?
That's not
what working this weekend?
He was literally working 12 every day for 6 months straight. I took 1 day off.
He took 1 day off and then gave me. He said, "You want to take 1 day off? All right, nigga, we gonna give you 3 weeks, nigga."
Damn. 6 months of working 12s, bro.
Dang. He tried to test the system.
I told this nigga before he did it. I was like, "Yo, bro, these niggas don't." He was working for the same group that I was working for. It's like they don't give a fuck. At that time when we was working, it's like. You just basically labor. At that, we didn't have no rank. We was nobodies at that time. So it's like,
yo, I'm gonna lay you off. I can put somebody in your position.
Yeah, like there's any. We were what we were considered at the time was laborers.
When y'all get furloughed, who works your spot for that 3 week, 4 week period?
It's not like that.
It's not like that. It's like groups. So each group does a different thing.
And it don't matter.
Right. So your group is
6 people or 5 people.
So your group is a man down then when you out.
Yeah, but it don't matter.
So your group gotta take the L.
Yeah.
So do your group be mad at you because it's more work?
No.
They don't give no fucks, man. Like, that just means that they might get 1 hour extra overtime or really at the end of the day, they might not even, it's so many people. that type of group, there was so many people on the job, they might have even not noticed. A couple of dudes that really fuck with you might have noticed that you wasn't working there. But in the grand scheme of things, where the fuck is Brandon? Nobody gives a fuck. Where the fuck is Victor? Nobody gives a fuck. Like, the only person that was looking out for me and him was the guy who gave us our job, which was Melissa's uncle. It's like, yo, all right, we're going to try to find a way to get you back on another job. But as far as working for that guy, we pretty much never went back to go work back for that guy.
Whoever y'all get furloughed for,
you
never go back to that group.
We haven't. I mean, after that, it was like he got furloughed and I got furloughed. We never been able, not saying that we needed to. Literally, since that day, neither one of us have ever been furloughed. And those were little small mistakes that, well, his was smaller than mine, but like mistakes that we made, and it's just like, at the time, that shit happens to a lot of people. It's a realistic thing. If we didn't have somebody in our corner, motherfuckers might not have had a job after that. Like, all right, you don't want to work this weekend? You want to fall asleep on a job? All right, cool. You out of here. We don't need you. And that's the type of job that's the kind of group that we was working in before. Now what we work at is completely different. There's only like 10 of us. Like, everybody kind of has their own job. Okay. If he takes a day off, it kind of hurts people to a certain degree. It's different. We work for like a smaller, more concise group that works on one specific system now.
Damn, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's not like Wells Fargo where
you know what I mean? Like basically you got to work your way up. Like, you work in the, like, y'all start off at the labor part where it's like, yo, you got to stand out from the rest of these dudes or you not getting up to the next position than wherever y'all at.
Yeah.
And then you got to do it all over again. You got a little bit more security, but you still got to outshine these other dudes to get to the next one.
Nah.
That's crazy.
You actually got to work. You try to make it out of the group. So the goal is to get hired into another group.
Right.
So you don't have to do that no more.
So you got more security.
So once you get into that group, that's when you move up. But you got to make it out the group first.
Okay,
so
once you make
Game of Thrones shit.
Okay, so once you make it out of the bottom, from there, okay, he proves himself he's not a bottom grunge level, and then from there,
they put you with like a real group that actually work real things, and then that's when you move up because you start learning more shit.
So listen, you can easily.
But then even with that though, the more shit you learn, you go to the next level.
You can easily make money.
That shit is really Game of Thrones. Bro.
You can easily make.
That's crazy.
Make a lot of money in that first group that we worked in, or do shit like that. There's guys that we know that group is called like ABR, and in that ABR group, there's opportunities there, but it's few and far between because that's where they get. Like, almost everybody there is a laborer. They're like, yo, these aren't skilled positions that you're talking about. You gotta figure out what it is that you're good at and kind of become a skilled laborer.
Like temp agencies, like where it feels almost like that.
Yeah, it's like, yo, we're gonna put you,
yeah, we're gonna give you a
because you can be with this group 1 week. And then, like, they were like, yo, you gotta go back to the shop, you're going to another shift. So it doesn't, it switches up like that. And then everybody kind of tells you that. Everybody kind of tells you that.
But you learn. You learn a little bit of
something. You can't, like, if you're smart, you'll learn from, like, the older dudes and shit, like, actually working. Because some dudes go out there and just, play around and shit. Because there's no way for them to check everybody.
Right.
So just if they walk up, you better be working. Other than that, nobody's really checking for it.
Back in the day, there used to be, for like, let's say, for 30 guys, there's one immediate supervisor. So you might be in a group that nobody really knows what's going on. It's like, or maybe one of those guys know what's going on, and it's just like 5 dudes that's our age that's just fucking around. It's like, dudes used to
y'all know what y'all supposed to be doing or building or moving?
Not really. When you call like a laborer, they just doing grunt work at that point. You're like, all right, this cable is the one that you got to pull out. Somebody points it out to you, and you pulling that shit. And then when they do all the technical work, that you get removed from that task, and then somebody installs it, or they might get you to install it to a certain point. They're like, yo, put it right here. It's like little basic shit that anybody could do that they don't pay you much for. Eventually, the plan
pretty much like an assistant almost.
Yeah, there's only, so for every one guy that's a skilled laborer, there's like 5 dudes that are just regular laborers that don't do shit really. I mean, they do stuff, they do the majority of the work, but it's just grunt work.
Okay.
And so that's what we all
carrying shit.
Yeah.
But when they see you doing extra shit, like, yo, I'm gonna carry more than anybody else, so I'm gonna work
harder. That way.
Sometimes,
like I said, like, so they don't.
So they just look at you like, yo, you doing all the work, but that don't mean shit because the motherfucker who's in charge really doesn't have the position or the want to promote you. Yeah. You have to kind of luckily be seen by the guy who's the supervisor, and most of the time that motherfucker doesn't care either. Like he's like, yo, I'm going.
So then how you get to the next level?
That's what I said. That's why you got to make it out that group, because there is. It's
how
really
do you make it out that group is what I'm saying.
You gotta have some.
So when they pull you off,
other people that run different situations.
So when they pull you off of that job and they put you in another group, and this group has a permanent spot in the shop. Like
that's what I'm saying. How do you get put into a group that has
by chance, almost by chance?
Wow,
it's like a lottery situation.
We really got lucky that we got to the group we was, and they loved us, and they wanted to hire us.
Both of us have different like stories when it comes to that, because it's like neither one of us did it the same way. Like I literally got lucky. I hurt myself, you know what I mean, and I was out of work for a little while, like on short-term disability. And then when I got brought back, they're like, "Yo, can you come work for this other group or whatever?" And I said, "Yeah." And just so happens, like just people skills. I was talking to the guy. He saw that I was a good worker, and he asked, you know, he eventually was like, "Yo, can we try to get this dude on like full time?"
Wow, so just by talking to people.
Yeah, and then his situation was somewhat the same, but he's talking to a completely different person. Had nothing to do with what I said to anybody or anything like that until it became time to make him like permanent. But other than that, it's like we literally both just got like extremely lucky, or Melissa's uncle was doing some shit in the back burners that he never told us about to this day to get us into that group. One of the two things happened, because it's rare that two people that came in at different times, that, you know what I mean, the chances of that are like slim to none, because the group is so small. So either we got extremely lucky, or a motherfucker still hasn't told us that, yo, he pulled some strings to get us over there, because he knew that ultimately where you wanted to be was somewhere other than where he was able to put us.
Damn, that's nuts.
I want to say
blessings on blessings on
I
blessings.
literally told Brandon, like, one day, just randomly, I just started thinking about it. I said, bro, we really need to go over to his house one day, because he doesn't work at the company no more, and just take him out to dinner, or like go shoot some
he's not even at the company no more either. So he put y'all on and then he gone.
No, I mean, a few years later,
I'm just saying.
But I'm saying, yeah,
I mean, he did what he wanted to do. I mean,
he left because he wanted to leave, not because he had to leave. But as far as like that goes, I was thinking about it. I'm just like, yo, bro, a lot of things, whether we know about it or don't know about it, our life changed for the better because he decided to put it, go out on a limb on us. Because when you put your name on somebody and you say like, yo, I want to hire this dude on my name, it's like you take the opportunity, number one, of them doing well, but also when they do bad, people look at you like, yo, why the fuck did you have us hire these people? Like, it was his word that got us that job. Really, we did barely any interview. Like, we went in there and was like, I don't know how his interview was, but my interview was like, what have you done before? Well, I used to, cut grass for a living. All right, you got the job. Like, it had nothing to do with nothing. Literally, I mean,
you got the job.
Mine was a little longer.
But it wasn't like, neither one of us had any fucking shitboard experience. Like, we had no business getting that job. Regardless of what they was paying us.
But at that level, it's just all you're doing is. But you have an IQ.
It's still hard to get. It's still hard to get hired at that job.
Yeah, because
the opportunity, because the potential to grow.
That company, literally, we work for a company that people say that it takes an act of God for you to get fired from that company. So when you open a door, whether it's a big door or a small door, when you open that door to somebody, they know that that's a lifelong career, like that you can possibly turn it. There's people that make $15 there, and there's also people that make $100,000, $200,000, $400,000 a year there. So it's like it's the third biggest contract company in the world. Like, wow, shit is nuts. So opening that door, whether you starting off at $10 or $100 an hour, it's still a door that could possibly be open for lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, his situation and my situation, it's basically he came in about a couple of months after me. I mean, after I started working there first, but he made more money than me initially. I got offered less than he did. He got pulled in full time, and I got pulled in part time on call. You know what I mean? I'm at a situation where hopefully in a year or 2 years, I could be like, yo, Brandon, I'm gonna give you some more money because I could finagle that situation for him. Or in a couple of years, he's like, yo, I'm making more money on my own merit, or whatever the situation is. All that shit happened because one person allowed us to kind of come into the situation. So I'm like, yo, we've never even had that conversation and said thank you to him. We said thank you, like, you know, in passing, but not really like, yo, we really do appreciate it. Like, for real.
Like, he allowed you to have his house, allowed you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
I mean, other people,
4 kids, like, yo, that one act of kindness, and it could have been more. Like, you don't know if he was working behind the scenes, but like what he did for you was basically like.
And not only what he did for me, bro. He literally did it for me, and he did it for a friend of mine that I told him, I was like, Melissa and I was like, yo, this is somebody who we want. He didn't know Brandon, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Brandon was just coming around, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's like, all right. And I think that if shit wouldn't have changed, there was a lot of things that changed with the company after Brandon got hired around that time. If shit wouldn't have changed, I could have got on anybody who I really wanted to. Like, you know, hey, yo, I'm going to introduce, once you start introducing them to people who you know are reliable, people start to take it like, all right, now anybody who he's telling me about, he did that shit. There was this one guy who I started working there with that used to work at the gas station that Marty used to go to every morning, and the motherfucker gave that dude that worked at the gas station a job at General Dynamics, and that shit changed that dude's life for like whatever. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was like, yo, he met me at a gas station and gave me a job. Like, regardless of that whole situation, that's 3 people that we know of that you changed the course of their whole situation, regardless of whatever they was doing, just for the better. You know, just because.
Just because you've seen that they had the reliability and they had.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't even know that. You don't even know that up front.
You're just going off what you feel. Yeah.
And it's a big chance because at the end of the day, a lot of people subconsciously make you responsible for that person, even though you're not fucking in their day to day life.
I vouch for him. I mean,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
So it is what it is. I guess the most, like, we kind of went off on a tangent because that was supposed to be what's the most you ever felt embarrassed, and
that's
I was falling asleep on the job and I was missing that opportunity or ruining that opportunity. Mine's not as serious as that, other than when I was a kid. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I went to this like Christian school, and like,
was it like a private school?
I don't know if you would call it a private school, really. I don't know if it cost that much. I know it was in Norfolk.
I mean, but it cost, though. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it cost much or not, it cost.
Yeah. So, but it was a preschool, so this is before I started, like, grade school. So, you know, preschool cost. Like, I remember
that.
Exactly, because I felt, that's why I say it's the most embarrassing moment. Like, right, I was playing with the toys or whatever, and I like set up the toys because we were in a church. I set it up like I set the toy, like the toy soldiers, or it was like toy bears. I set the toy bears up to where it was like, it was a congregation and it was a church. And I started doing like a mock sermon, right? So the teacher sees this, and it's a Christian school. So they thinking they found the next preacher, right?
Yeah.
They thinking they found the next preacher. So these dudes take the whole school, start like having an assembly. We're in what the equivalent of an assembly would be. We're having an assembly. They pull me out there in front of the whole school and basically give me a microphone and be like, preach. Like I was to the little toy bears, bro. I was so scared, so embarrassed, so whatever. Like, I couldn't even talk, bro. I was like, nah, bro, y'all can have this mic back. And I walked off super embarrassed. Like, I felt like the movie scenes you see where the person get on the stage and embarrass themselves in front of the whole school. I felt that way, bro. I was like, wow. But I mean, that's the kid shit, and like little stuff happens here and there. But as an adult, bro,
you ever been like crossed, like on the court?
No, I never had a moment on the court. No, I never had a moment. If I did, it wasn't like a big enough like for everybody. Yeah, I never have a moment where I got like crossed or embarrassed on the basketball court. That was my goal to not do that. That was always
I'm gonna wait till you finish, but I'm gonna tell you that shit happened to me, bro. And it wasn't like you know in the prime or nothing. Go ahead, tell.
I'm gonna have to say it was some shit that. All right, so it's like Halloween, right? It's Halloween a couple years ago, and I'm drinking, and like I'm just hyped. This Halloween, I don't know, for some reason, I'm just really super hyped. I'm amped. It's the first year at my house, so like my roommate, he was throwing a little Halloween party at his house. Zach had his crib, he was throwing a little Halloween thing at his house. And I was just amped. I was like, yo, this is what's up. Yo, it's Halloween. I'm going to 2 different house parties. I can do whatever. And I was just super amped. So I go hit Zach's house first, right?
What year was this?
And I don't even know what year this is, bro. But I know I'm like 25. Yeah, you knew me. I was 25, like plus.
25.
Bruh. I go to Zach's house. Zach's got the jungle juice. And I'm like, yo, I help him make the jungle juice. And like, yo, once the jungle juice is made, you just kind of sipping it. It's starting to get dark. It's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And like, it don't even get lit like that. Like, a couple other friends show up, but it really was a dud. Like, but like, cause it's a dud, I'm like, yo, somebody gotta drink this. So I'm drinking jungle juice or whatever. Probably shouldn't have drove, but got back to my crib where my other roommate was throwing like a little house party. His jank was jumping a little bit. So that one was jumping, and then we get there and we're drinking. Yeah, Johnny shit was jumping a little bit.
That's the shit that we went to with, that it was at like his man's house?
No. This was at my crib. This is when Johnny was my roommate at my crib.
Oh, he did that at your crib?
Yeah, he did it at my crib.
I think I had to be there.
Maybe. I was too fucked up to remember.
Yeah, that's
But anyways, yeah. We start taking shots and drinking other stuff. I hit a blunt, which I shouldn't have done, and then like now everything's a blur. I'm like, Johnny's jank was just a pregame, so then everybody splits out and goes all these different ways. I catch a ride with my sister's friend Ashley, and we go down to the block. Same thing at the block, yo. I'm drinking, I'm going crazy, like it's hype, everybody's out there, and then I realized at some point, like, yo, I'm way too drunk. And I realized this, like, I'm like, yo, I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm way too drunk. I tell my sister's friend Ashley, yo, I'm way too drunk. And she's like, all right. Walks us back to her car and she's driving me home. As she's driving me home, I'm like, whoa. Feel like I got a yak, bro. It's way too much alcohol in my system. I'm like, yo, pull over at this 7-Eleven, bro, so I can throw up. She pulls over to the 7-Eleven. Immediately open the door up, start yakking, blah, 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 yakking everywhere. Yeah, and then like, yo, I'm yakking, then I feel it in my stomach like, yo, this shit don't want to come out the front way, it want to come out the back way. 7-Eleven looked like it said no restroom, no public restrooms, right? So I'm like, oh shit, well I got a shit, so it don't matter. I see the dumpster, bro. So the dumpster's got like a gate around it. So
that's when you know
dumpster, right?
That's when you know you hit an all-time low.
Yo, I know.
Your life is over.
Dumpster, right?
God.
So I like run to the dumpster, run behind the dumpster. So I'm sitting in front of a full-ass garbage dumpster with a gate around it so nobody can see me. Pull my pants down and start motherfucking shitting.
Good God.
Motherfucking shitting. Like, it is fucking, I'm throwing up and shitting at the same fucking time in my Halloween outfit. Just fucked up, faded, bruh. Finally, like, get myself together. Drag my ass back to Ashley's car, bruh. And I'm like, yo, just like drive me home. And I'm good. We stop maybe once or twice again so I can throw up. But like, she gets me home. I'm like stumbling into the house, open the house door. I'm too drunk, fall on the floor, and like can't get up to turn my alarm off. I'm like yelling out my alarm code to her so she can turn my house alarm off.
I remember that one
Does
time.
that, yo. And like, I'm just laying on the floor from then on out. She's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And she just like,
you was not good, though. You
but like, I'm on the floor
good.
but I'm on the floor for the next couple hours, I swear to you. And then Johnny comes home like, oh shit, he like thought I was dead. Cause I'm laid out on the floor.
Dead, dog.
Yeah, he kind of helps me out, helps me get up to the room to get into my bed and go to sleep, right? I wake up next morning, kind of hungover, but nothing too crazy. But like, I talked to my sister like a month later, and she's like, "Yeah, it was crazy. Like, Ashley told me about that night when you you were fucked up, blah 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 blah." But she was like, she didn't realize that she smelled something the next morning when she got out of her car. She didn't realize what it was. Bro, she looked over on the passenger seat and it looked like a fucking melted Reese's. I had motherfucking got shit all over her fucking seat of her car, bro.
Oh my God. Bruh. You shitted on the car? We couldn't have been friends no more.
I didn't shit in the car, but I got like some debris from what I was dealing with before.
You gotta stop. Man, you was really literally shitty.
So lit. I was super lit.
That's not what lit is.
That's another level.
Yeah, that's another level. But
I remember that.
But the thing about it, Joe, she never said nothing about it.
That's a
she
solid.
played it cool.
She's solid.
She ended up getting a new vehicle, all that shit.
She had to trade that shit in.
She never said nothing, bro.
She had to trade that shit in.
My sister had never told me. I would have never known, bro.
Yo, I literally remember that time. You don't remember it, so maybe that's why it's not that embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
You ended up throwing a party. It might have been, I think it was your first apartment, bro.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You ended up throwing a party, bro. shit party was fucking lit, my nigga.
That's my 22nd birthday.
I'm talking about,
it was packed.
Everybody who was fucking with us. I mean, like, I could name thousands. You know what I'm saying? Not thousands.
At that time, it just felt like, yo,
that was the move.
Yeah.
That was the move.
That was the move that night.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like, shit is crazy. Niggas is in the kitchen. I remember the pantry. Niggas is in the kitchen. It felt like you had a fountain full of, drinks. There was so much drinks there. I mean, it was all bullshit drinks, you know what I mean? But still, it was what it was at the time.
Yeah.
Niggas drinking, bro. Shots, let's take another shot. Nigga, I remember like it was yesterday. You had the big horseman on, man. It wasn't the big horseman. It was the big Lacoste, though. Orange big Lacoste, my nigga.
Yo.
I remember, hey look, I remember this nigga threw up on the fresh carpet. And then somehow, nigga ended up swimming in the throw up. I'm like, yo, I will say that Erica is the true MVP. Because I remember her picking you up, like, from your neck, picking you up, throw up all over her forearms and shit. Was like, yo, I'm gonna nurse you back to health, yo. You was in so much throw up. You don't remember. You was in so much throw up, dog. Like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, he threw up a lot. And not only threw up a lot, like, he fell into this shit face first. Woo. This shit was there was only a few people there when you was throwing. It was like me, Jason, Shanti, Melissa, Brandon was there. Like, only real niggas who we fuck with. Now, everybody had really pretty much left by that time. I don't know. I remember police being called, all type of shit, like, because we was in an apartment complex, the walls was only so thick. We was. Yo, the shit was jumping, but I do remember you throwing up and being like, and back then there was no, I can't remember Facebook or Instagram or none of that shit being like jumping enough for somebody to have video of this shit. Yeah.
That's the greatest party we ever threw.
Nah, it's between that that one and the one that we did at my mom's crib. Where the shit was like,
that was shortly afterwards too. Yeah. That was like a month after. We was like, oh, we got some heat out here in these streets. We can throw a party now.
For a little while, we had some heat.
Some heat in these streets.
The Butler Farms was fucking bananas. Yeah, that was bananas too. And it was a bigger area. That shit was short lived. It was short lived. But I'm saying it was a bigger space, so there was more people naturally that would be there. But I think like at that point in time, since we was all in Virginia Beach, like we could have threw some shit and the shit was jumping.
That's how it was. Like I said, I just remember that being like the most embarrassed I was, and I remember from that moment on, I was like, yo, I'm never getting that drunk again. And I haven't. I haven't since.
I feel like you have been, but
not like that. Throwing up and freaking.
That's different. I feel like
like never again.
I feel like throwing up is based off of like what you're eating. Like that's preparation before you get your. We probably consumed as much liquor.
No, it's going too hard. I remember at that birthday, every person that was walking in there, I'm taking a shot with them, and you saw how packed it was in there. Yo, that's what it was. And then the same thing for the Halloween jank. Like, yo, I went to one party and I'm taking shots there and drinking jungle juice, and then go to the other party. Oh, gotta throw up.
I've got there.
Not recently.
No, definitely not recently.
Not recently. Like, you got a couple of stories yourself. I remember we had to pull over on West Duck Road. He was laying down in the parking lot. I don't remember West Duck Road.
I do remember y'all.
We got the pictures.
We got video.
We got the pictures.
I don't know where I was at though.
Oh my god.
What about Kiara's birthday party?
Kiara's birthday.
He didn't even make it.
Kiara's birthday party.
I didn't make it, but how did I ruin it though?
You didn't even make it to the club.
Niggas is going hard in fucking Chase Arbor. Chase Arbor, I would say, is the place.
But you had to have had the moment where you realized, like, yo, I'm never getting that drunk again, and you had it set.
But I think
where you're throwing up?
I threw up I didn't throw up, but I got like super lit that one night we was at your house for your birthday party. It was like right before I had to get on the plane to go to Mississippi. Like
yeah. But you went to the point where you was throwing up though.
I think I might have thrown up in your bathroom. I don't know. Maybe after I got home.
Well, I guess you're right. And in Vegas.
Oh, Vegas was fucking
done.
I'm saying that wasn't because of liquor.
On a plane.
Liquor.
Yo, this dude threw up inside the neck pillow. Unzipped the neck pillow pad and was throwing up in the shirt. Then took his shirt off.
I think
his shirt on the
I think I went through like 5 shirts. I feel like a child how many fucking outfits I had to change that day. Yo, that was the worst,
bro. I was worried
TSA, after TSA, bro, on the plane, on the bus.
Bro, we were so worried that we weren't gonna be able to get out of Vegas. We didn't think you could make it through TSA.
Oh, nigga, what did I do? What I do when it was time? What did I do when it was time to go through TSA though?
You tightened up.
Nigga had to tighten the fuck up. I was like, I gotta be to work on Monday, nigga.
This nigga said, the lights on brightest. I ain't getting furloughed again.
Yeah, no. Hell no.
This nigga said, yo.
No.
If I miss this flight, I'm getting furloughed. This nigga sobered up quick.
Yo, literally, I said, yo, the TSA.
Then once he was on the plane, he was like, yo, I'm on the plane now. I can let it go.
Yeah, these niggas can't.
And then you can blame it on the flight, too. Like, yo, I'm scared of heights. That's what's going on.
These niggas can't do an emergency landing.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally threw up on like 14 shirts that night. It felt like,
golly. I remember we went to drop the rental car off.
And we were sitting 3 cars. We were sitting 3 seats deep.
We was about to catch the shuttle back from the rental car place to the airport. We had to leave you at the rental car place, and you had to catch the next shuttle. We was like, yo, if he don't catch the next shuttle, he's stuck in Vegas. Found a way to get on the next shuttle and tighten yourself up, because she was like, we can't put him on the shuttle like this.
Literally, that's exactly what she said.
That's what the lady said.
But that was throwing up in the...
So Melissa and him had to stay back while me and Dion and Onawa got shuttled to the airport.
I did get on the next shuttle. Because right before we got on that shuttle, I threw up in that trash can. And I threw up like right when we got onto the shuttle and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 or 4 times.
Off the shuttle, bro.
Like 3 or 4 times, yo. That shit was the worst, bro.
He got kicked off the shuttle.
Yo, that was the worst. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, bro.
Edibles?
No. We was in Vegas. He was drunk. Like, he was that drunk. He was throwing up everywhere.
Everywhere, bro. Like, I'm talking about. I want to say that might have been the worst I've ever been drunk. Like, literally. And then the thing is, we was going so hard. Well, I was going so fucking hard. Right before we knew we was had to leave because we had a late flight. We had like a red-eye flight that night. It was like, we're going to turn the fuck up before we leave.
The flight was at like 10 o'clock at night.
The dumbest situation that I ever did in my life, man.
Yeah. He maximized Vegas, so he got a great Vegas story, though. That's the thing. When you go to
Vegas,
that's
the ill-ass
Vegas story. Everybody's got a Vegas story.
It almost made me not want to fucking go.
Fuck that.
It was nice, yeah.
I want to go back. It was such a short trip, and we didn't do it all the way.
It wasn't that short. It was there for a little bit.
Sunday to Wednesday. And you got to think about some of those days as flight days. Like Sunday,
we got cheated Saturday.
Right, y'all got the extra time, but we got cheated out of the Sunday night because we didn't get there so late, and then they wouldn't let us in the club or whatever because we left the airport, dropped our shit off at the hotel, and immediately went.
We was able to go to Dreas that night.
Yeah.
That club that we went to on like the second to last night was fire though. That like 3 Vegas got some crazy ass situations like.
And on like Tuesday, and I got on. Remember y'all was telling me, no. I still follow them girls on Snapchat, bro.
Do you?
Yeah.
They be partying?
I mean, they all grown now. Like, the one girl graduated college recently. She
graduated college. Hey, look, he been following so long, he knows their whole life story.
Exactly. But it was their 21st birthday at the time.
Oh, shit.
So, like, they graduated college, blah, blah, blah.
You do be meeting. Every trip that we ever been on, you kind of like, met somebody.
People. Yeah, I love it.
Who you kind of stay on with.
Yeah.
That's the good thing with you as far as like that situation, consistency. You be on it.
Why not, man? These are like once in a lifetime events, and you never know when you meet people like that. You never know what it could lead to, or just like it's just interesting. Like you would have never known who this person was or what their life was like, or been able to enter into their world unless you traveled to Vegas and got out of your bubble. So, I mean, yeah, I always stick with that and like always kind of like value that. You know what I mean? But you're different. You're a family man. Like you can't be sticking with people you meet and whatever, God knows, whatever else happens.
I mean, there's a such thing as friendship, but sometimes it does get confusing.
Yeah, it gets confusing, especially for that person.
You think that girls can kind of like compartmentalize like a guy that they meet and they're like, yo, I want to meet them with other intentions of fucking them. If regardless if they're like physically attracted, because that's what initially makes people gravitate towards you. But like, so you could be initially physically attracted to somebody, but then you're like, well, this dude's married. I still like the conversations that we have. Can we talk? You think girls can do that?
Absolutely. Girls do it all the time. It's all about whatever your moral code is.
You think the guys can do that?
Hell no. Niggas always want to fuck.
Niggas do always want to fuck. Like, yo, it's like niggas gonna tell
but you can't help it.
It's
just something that like either you grew up with or like just something in your DNA where it's like it's gonna cross your mind on whether or not you can fuck.
Yeah.
It is.
But especially when you know you can fuck too, it's like.
But no, it's not even knowing you can fuck. It's just something in your head that tells you that you can fuck.
With me, that's what I'm saying. With me, I always.
What happens if you hit this?
With me, it don't matter who it is.
It could always.
It could always be like with me. It don't matter who it is. Like it doesn't matter if I want to fuck them or whatever situation. I feel like if we're engaging, to a certain level, I always in the back of my head, regardless if I'm probably wrong 99% of the time, I always in my head got this confidence that say, yo, if I really want to put in the effort,
and all it takes is like the slightest of looks. Oh, she looked at me.
Yeah, like
okay.
Literally, I've heard
she looked at me. If I go over there and say something to her or like say the right things, like I definitely could like link with her and like it could be a situation like it don't even take. It could be the most innocent. Not even looking at you, not even in your line of sight. That little voice in my head will tell me like I got a chance.
Like I literally heard dudes say like, "Yo, God forbid she look over here. Like I'm gonna fuck her all the way up." Like dudes is just waiting for you to do an eye lock with them. Like don't dare look over here because I'm on that ass. Like as soon as you look at me,
and girls know too. That's why they like not look at you purposely. Like yo,
they're like, nah, I want to get
this dude. Exactly. If I get this dude. If I get this nigga the slightest peek or the slightest inkling that he might have a chance, he's coming over here to bother me.
Exactly. And it's not even really, like I said,
point blank period.
I don't know why you so goddamn bothered. You over there doing, you know what I'm saying? And girls know what they're doing. You sit right next to them, and they doing a little twerk move. They're doing all type of thirst traps that knows gonna catch your attention. Like, what the fuck you want me to do? But in this social environment, like I'm gonna shoot my shot. Like literally,
because you never know what happens.
Yeah, like you said.
But to her, but the attention that she wants to attract is from a certain type of dude, and if you aren't that certain type of dude, she's annoyed by it.
But like
anyway, she's like, yo, I wanted to be seen by a certain type of dude.
Well, take your ass over there then. That nigga's all the way on the other side of the club. Like, only person that can see this shit is me. And if it isn't,
so you either gonna have to deal with me
or fucking kick rock. Stop doing that shit. Like.
No. I mean, I'm
not saying that that's how it works, but just in my head, I'm thinking like,
why'd you enter into my atmosphere?
It's like a girl,
if
right?
You don't like me.
It's like a girl. A club may be like super tight, and she just dancing or whatever. But I feel like if she's shaking her ass in my vicinity, that was for me.
If she's shaking my ass in my vicinity, it's for me.
And a nigga that's with you, if he really fucking with you, he will gas your ass and think like, yo, you see? Or like, me and you been in situations like way back in the day where you're like, yo, Vic, she was staring at you. Or like, you hit me with a hit or some shit like that. And I'm like, that little bit of a nigga telling you like, he was staring at you.
But again, that's another opening. We're looking for anything.
But whether it's true or not, you know this shit is going to gas me all the way the fuck up. And I'm going to be like, yo.
But I also know that you're looking for anything in the world that can justify in your head or rationalize in your head that if I go talk to this girl I'm attracted to, I can get through.
Yeah, then you go in there with the goddamn superfly confidence and you like, yo, whether it is or whether it's not, most of the time, for me at least, it's worked out to the point where, I mean, there's been times you take L's, you go to somebody,
nobody's bad enough out.
Nobody. But like I said, and then even if the girl's feeling you, sometimes if she around one of those friends, she's like, nah, I'm gonna play it like.
A lot of times it's about timing.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
Yeah.
I never really get the timing right. Me, it's like I don't give a fuck if we're playing.
You got the timing right. You married, man. You won.
No, I just mean like
the timing perfect.
Whatever, man.
You got the timing perfect, bro.
I feel like that was just that was being at being at the right place at the right
exactly.
If you wasn't at that high school, if you wasn't at that one specific place, if you wasn't that dude, like
you got the timing right for forever, bro. You won the game.
I mean, what else we got, man? Come on,
we got the Phase 5, bro. That's what we got, bro. Give me it could be a book, a movie, music, and it's probably gonna be music, an album, an artist, a project. Like, what you got for the Phase 5 today,
with
bro?
me, yo? I gotta say, first and foremost, R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, man. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, that's like a tragic thing. When he passed away, man, that shit hurt different for me, man. It felt like Melissa really doesn't know who Nipsey Hussle is, and maybe a lot of people, like, you know what I'm saying, that really wasn't checking for his music didn't know who he was and like the impact. But it felt like Hov passed away, or like it was a big thing. Wow. Like for my phone, and for me personally, like it was everywhere. Cause I follow him, I listen to his music, I liked him as an artist, I liked him as a person. That, you know, you can see now, any interview he did, whether you knew who he was, it's like he always was saying the right thing, a positive thing, ownership, own your own masters. I want to make sure that my community's good, gang violence, I want that to be gone, blah, blah. Whole bunch of shit, man. It was taken way too soon. I mean, I just want people to go back and listen to his catalog. Like, you know what I mean? Listen to the shit that he's saying. A lot of people are saying that it's hitting them differently. Like, the shit that he was kicking, the shit that he was trying to get people on, it's like Tupac-ish, you know what I mean? Like, where it feels that way. Especially,
and it almost feels like, artists like that are always taken. Because, like, terrible, what they're saying could possibly get through to the masses, man, and shake up the status quo to a level where the people that are in power won't be anymore, man. And, like, I feel like it's like that with a lot of these rappers, man. Like you going back saying, like when you go listen to it again, he was on some Pac shit. There's a reason why Pac was gone early. There's a reason why Biggie was gone early. There's a reason why Nipsey is gone early now, man. Like, I feel like it almost gets to the point where, like, they either try to make the prophet go Hollywood and pop, or they kill the prophet, bro. It really, really feels that way now.
Yeah, it's
just another one.
Yeah, and that's so sad to say that, like, a lot of people's mind has become accustomed to, like, losing people that, you know, are great for the culture, or exactly. Like, you know what I mean, or that could possibly change, like, a whole, like, you know, he could have and probably is going to influence a whole, like, you know, future of kids, like tons of kids.
But think about what he could have done if he was still alive. He could have influenced more and still been alive to talk to. Whereas now, yes, his impact will be felt more because we do, like, a lot more attention has come to him after he's dead. Like, Biggie or Jadakiss had a line where he was like, he said, like, if you die, you'll sell more records or whatever. Like, I forget what the line was specifically, but it's sad, but it's that true. Like, it took Tupac to die to sell more records. The day Biggie died, he sold more records. Like, it's crazy.
Said Nipsey Hussle shit the day after he passed away, it went up 3,000%.
Right, the day after he passed away, but like,
his album came
why
out.
Why people never get flowers? Why they can still smell them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it always takes that, like.
But I mean,
but now he can't create more positivity. He can't create more of his vision, more of the movement.
I'm not saying
because he's dead, but
his album was.
It takes him dying to where, like, okay, now I'm gonna listen to him now.
But here's the thing: his album was Grammy nominated this year. Like, he didn't win the Grammy. He lost it to Cardi B and shit like that. But, like,
right, but the nomination in itself is huge.
But I'm saying people were starting to reckon. I've listened to Nipsey Hussle forever. Like, people that I know listen to Nipsey Hussle. Like, he was just now starting to be, like, nationally recognized, like, as a prominent artist amongst other things. Like, a lot of it had to do with just the things that he was doing outside of music. And then this year last year it was like, all right, now he's, like, focusing completely on music and he's coming out with this great body of work and blah blah blah. But I feel like it's sad that, like, you become accustomed to these type of things, and, like, that we see this
really just be like, oh, another rapper died.
And I mean, like, I don't feel like this is like that scenario for that. Like,
a lot of people do though.
But I mean, in this scenario, there's a lot of, like, a lot of love. But you're right. For a lot of other people, it could have been anybody else. Let's say
anybody in the rap hip hop industry.
It would have just been like, yo, he passed away. You know what I mean? And it just depends on how people are feeling that day. Like, the fact of the matter is, this dude, I want to say that he was either 32 or 33 years old. Mm-hmm. And it's like the shit that he was doing.
He wasn't like a young wild dude. He wasn't like a young wild dude.
I mean,
like, that wasn't the case.
And the way that it was taken away, it's like, it's so depressing that, you know, you get to the situation where it's like, this is the norm in that vicinity. People are like questioning whether he should have been giving back to his community, whether he should have been opening, whether he should have opened that business in that neighborhood. That's his neighborhood. That's like me and you saying like, yo, we're gonna open up something in Virginia Beach where we grew up at and we knew everybody, whether it's a good place or a bad place. We're gonna employ people that we know. I'm gonna employ your dad retired, or we know people that we from back in the day. Like, yo, you need a job? I got 5 jobs for you here. He was opening up barbershop for people who lost their businesses and a whole bunch of shit that was positive for his community. He wanted to see better for people that may have not seen it in themselves. And it's like, that's the type of person that you want to take away from, you know what I'm saying? Like, when there's many fucking people.
It feels like it's something greater going on.
It's like the situation.
It's like, that's what it feels like. Like, it feels like
that's why
somebody's trying to do that, man.
That's why people come up with these conspiracy theories and shit like that. And they come up with this stuff and people believe it because it's like, yo, why else? Like, why else would you take this dude's life?
Why did this dude? There's 1,000 other dudes out here that's not doing what he's doing that could possibly
It's like Jay-Z has said that line. He was like, y'all kill X and let Zimmerman live.
Yeah,
the streets is done. Like, yeah, so it's like,
that's what he means.
It's like, yo, are y'all kidding me? There's so many other people that
kill the dude that's actually trying to help everybody rise up.
And then it's like, you gonna kill that dude and go to jail for life or go to jail for a long time. And it's like, this other dude who's blatantly spitting in your face, you know what I mean, doing all type of shit. Yeah. It's like, you might as well, if your goal is to go to jail for the rest of your life or death penalty or whatever, go at least use that bullet on somebody who fucking deserves it. That's what he said. You don't ever want to see anybody dead, but that line is so powerful because they started using it. You know, they started saying,
like, why y'all coming after somebody like X when y'all could be going after somebody like
Exactly. There's so many.
If you're going to go to jail for life anyway, go make that murder on somebody that potentially
deserves it. Yeah. Not even the culture. I just mean just like blatant disrespect across the board. Like, yo, I'm gonna kill a kid that didn't do anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's wearing a hoodie.
But you don't go kill the white supremacist in your neighborhood.
Exactly. There's so many, like, literally, there could have been a white supremacist that spit in your face, and you're like, nah, I can't kill him because I might go. You're gonna go to jail for the same amount of time, for fucking killing Nipsey Hussle or killing whatever. Like, I'm like not saying that on this podcast we're representing wanting to kill people or whatever situation.
Like, the shit is
we're
wrong.
Saying,
like, murder is murder and it's wrong.
Yeah, it's like bullets aren't meant. You know what I'm saying? Those bullets aren't meant for people like Nipsey Hussle, Triple X and shit like that. Those people are people who are trying to, at the very least, embrace people through music. You know what I mean? Nipsey was doing so much more than that. But they're good artists, musicians that you take away from their fans and all these people for what? It's senseless. X got killed for a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Whether and fucking Nipsey Hussle got killed because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Whatever that situation, it hasn't all came out, but it's just senseless. It's not for anything that means anything.
It's all senseless, man. Like,
I mean, my fave 5, I just want to more stories, bring it back, like have people go listen to his catalog. I've heard this, but I'm gonna say it again. He owns 100% of his masters. His family is now, that's trickling down to his kids and his wife and his moms and his whole entire family. So if you could go stream his music, go buy the CDs, go listen to his shit, it's good music regardless. But that money's he's never going to be able to make income for his family anymore. So it's up to us as fans to kind of keep that shit going. I've literally been posting.
And it's almost like you still will get substance out of listening to his music too. So go out and purchase it and buy it. And
if you hear this shit,
get substance, and that's gonna trickle down to his family and his descendants. Yes. So
if you hear this shit, if you hear this shit and you listen to what he's saying, the shit hits different. He's telling you shit where you're like, yo, I may have not fucked with this or this and this, and you hear this shit now, it's like, damn. All he was trying to do was kick knowledge. All he was trying to do was make sure that we know that it's a possibility to get out of these environments that we know a lot of people to be in. Like, it's not like you're trapped in these situations. these people, you know, sometimes people get out of the hood and they go spend their money on X, Y, and Z and then never give back and do blah, blah, blah. And we still love them because they make good music. But to have somebody that makes good music and, you know what I mean, doesn't, you know, turn their back on the area that they grew up in, doesn't they turn their back on a certain environment and just says like, yo, not only have I done it, but I can show you how to do it. I can teach you, you know, this is what you want to do. When you go into a meeting and you have something that's of value, you tell these motherfuckers that I want to keep, you know, I want to keep my masters. You go in there with some leverage. That's what he was coming. That's what he's kicking to in that.
And like that's also my fave 5, man. And we can like just leave it on that, man. Like Nipsey Hussle, like go out there, listen to him, go out there, stream his music, download it, buy it, whatever. Just listen to it and appreciate the man and appreciate what he was trying to do for his community and for the culture as a whole. All right?
That's it.
On that note, we can wrap it up, man. That's it. Good evening, good morning, good night. Episode 24 is in the books. Thanks again for listening. Yo, it's me, B. Austin, my co-host.
Young Fit.
And don't forget to check us out on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. Vic and B. Austin on all platforms. In that search bar, just go look for us. Subscribe and listen. Resubscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe again. And we out.
We out of here.